Today we're going to be doing comic creating. So I'm going to show you guys how to work with panels to create a simple comic strip. You guys are going to need a pencil to start off with all your drawings, a permanent marker or a marker of any kind so that your drawings are more permanent and then they can't be erased or smudged, and then an eraser to erase obviously all your pencil. If you guys don't have a printer at home, we are offering these panels. You can place them this way or that way as program packs, so just let us know and we can print one off for you and send that out for you. So we are going to start and get right into it. So in my example here, I've got 4 panels. I decided to do it in a portrait layout so I could have a long panel instead of a tall one. I wanted a fairly simple story, minimal words, minimal stuff going on as well, so that you have to pay attention to the images to get the storyline. So we start here with a wedding cake, beautifully decorated as you can see there. On our next panel we've got a little bit more context. So we've got "and Mrs." So obviously we're at a wedding and we see somebody sneaking around the corner. They look a little suspicious to me. And then the next panel is just a fork. So this is kind of my foreshadowing so you guys can kind of guess what's going to happen next. And then our last panel, there is no cake on the table. The cake topper's right there. The fork is on the table where the cake should have been. So, fairly simple idea. The longest part was definitely just drawing it, deciding exactly what I was going to do for all the pictures. Alright, so in our first panel here, I'm going to start off by showing you guys how to draw a face. I'm going to draw a simple person and then you guys can continue the story on. So when you're drawing a face, there's a couple shapes that you need to take into consideration. So we've got a circle, we'll need a triangle, a U shape, and then a cross, and a C, and a backward C. So those are pretty much the only shapes you need to put together a face. Alright, so I'm going to start with my circle here. So I'm just going to do a nice circle. It doesn't have to be perfectly round. Not everybody's face is. So I'm just going to erase some of those parts that are sticking in there. Alright, so there's our circle here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put a cross, so our plus sign, through the middle of it. Alright, so that's our first step to our face that we're going to be doing here. Next, our shape is the U. So this is where we're putting the chin on our person's face. So we're just going to draw a chin. If you want someone with a really long face, you can make it super long. If you want someone with a short face, you can always just stop it just shy of the circle. And you're going to want to go from each corner of that line right on the top there. So that's where your ears are going to be. So think of it going down from your ears and then back up to the other ear. Alright, so our next shape is our triangle. So we're going to put the nose on our face. And the nose goes right about halfway down. So right kind of where your circle ends and then it gets into your U shape. So we're going to put a nice triangle. Just a simple triangle. Once you start putting proper features on your person, then you can kind of round things off, make it slightly longer if you want in different places. Then we're going to be looking at this crossbar here. So that is where your eyebrows go. So you can add some bushier eyebrows. Alright. And remember that your eyebrows are going to give you a lot of emotion. So if you want somebody really surprised, then what you're going to want to do is make them really arched in the middle. If you want somebody angry, then you can put them on an angle towards the middle. So our next one is our eyes. Whole bunch of different eye shapes you can do. You can show a lot of emotion with those as well. So mine are going to be a little bit angled in. Just like that. So we're starting to get a face showing up here. Alright, our next shape is going to be that C. So we're going to be putting it right where the circle and the U connect. Just put a C on this side. and a C on this side. All right, and then our last step is a mouth. So you can do a straight line if you want. You can do, an upside down, a frown. You can do a smile. You can pretty much do anything. Remember, all of these features are going to give your person a lot of emotion. So I did that there. Kind of got a big, wide open smile on them. All right, so our next step is to add a lot of details. So you're going to want to move over to your pen at some point, start making your details more final, and then once you have your face figured out and you've got it in pen, you can just go over with your eraser and get rid of everything you don't want. So I'm going to finish up our fellow here and show you guys what we should do next. All right, so your next step, you can add a shirt to them, you can add pretty much anything. So you just take one step at a time, one shape at a time. Remember to always use your pencil. You're going to have to draw pretty lightly so that when you erase it you don't see any of that. And then you can kind of add a background to it if you wish. And then with each panel that you go, you can progress the story. Alright, so this is the first panel that I drew for you guys. So we've got our fellow that we drew earlier. And we've got him kind of in a stocks of sorts so you can take a picture of him. So if you are interested, we can get you a copy of this one here and you can finish the story off. Or you can start something of your own. So don't be afraid to create your own character and your own setting and then kind of fill out the rest of the panels. And you can create your own story. Use things that have happened in your life, things that you find funny. You could even make one of your favorite joke. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this and I hope you give it a go yourself.